Welcome to the SLTP, aka the Secret Lorcana Testing Podcast. I am R2, and we're in the big news and reveal season now. Here with me this week, we have Shadox and Justin. How's it going, guys?
Hello.
Hey.
Oh, and just as we kick it off, Fumbles is also here. Today was the day. Even though I know we had some leaks last week, it was still pretty cool to see the stream today. Got to see JDZ Quest. Got to hear some hype from the Ravensburger team. We got news about Worlds, the next few sets, a new IP that I'm very excited about, and a bunch of cards. Did you guys all watch the stream today?
Yeah.
I saw a chunk of it today.
It was pretty interesting.
Josh, you got to watch it with the Luke Wonderland himself, right? Are you on that?
I did. He streamed it and we chatted about it. It was me, Katie, and RMB, and Luke.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, it was a blast. It was definitely not what I expected.
Especially that first hour.
That's exactly what it was.
If you had asked me to put money on what the first hour would have been, I would have lost money 100 times out of 100. I would never have gotten that.
Pre-game show?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
JDZ Flex Show.
Yeah.
But like just jumping right into some of the topics. The first one is Worlds. So we know that Worlds is coming up at the end of June. That it does not include anybody else besides the competitors. We got the excellent news about the cast, those who are casting it. Our friends JDZ and Lorcana Villain are on there, joining Rebecca, Brandon, and Liam. I think that's a very good group of 5. I know that they've been, towards the end of the DLC cycle, they were using Rebecca a lot as the kind of a solo in between, like a lot of different points. So you can then, float her around, do interviews and stuff, and then get the other 4 paired off in different ways. Should be really good.
Yeah. It'll be nice to have those guys all doing the commentating there. We've got a good set of skillful analysis and draw you in sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely a solid lineup. And then, of course, JDZ being the newest addition. I think that's an amazing pickup.
Yeah, if you don't watch JDZ content, you're missing out. Just for real.
Yeah, JDZ has put out a bunch of awesome videos on YouTube. There's also a Twitter video of him housing an Uncrustable somewhere, which is also very enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, we showed it last week, right?
Yeah,
we did.
Yeah. But I mean, he's a great guy, and just amazing energy. And same thing about having. I could not have imagined Worlds without Baker. Just to have the iconic, be prepared. Even if they weren't able to get him, I was hoping they would figure some way to voice him in for that or something. I don't know. But now we have
prep
it,
on stream.
So that's great.
Yeah, it'll happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited. I'm just excited for the broadcast alone. So yeah, hopefully our friends do well, and it's a good event and sets a precedent for what Worlds should be in the future.
Yeah, we have quite a few friends who are going to be playing, and then from SLTC as well as other, teammates and other folks that we know from the scene. So it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And they also revealed that the whole new world. So there's the foiled one that the participants will all be getting, but that the non-foil. So Ravensburger is working with game stores and local communities to hand out the non-foil version of a whole new world to those who tune into the broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure we'll see some more details as we get closer, whether you need to be at your LGS for a watch party, or if it's just tune in and click a QR code that they put up on the screen, or
like my LGS, I hate holding on to promos. Here, take them.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I feel with this one, that might not happen.
Yeah, they might accidentally get lost. Who knows?
They might disappear.
Yeah. I mean, I already know that. So change gears slightly, but the set champs that just started, they got each store got how many was it? 40 of the the place I went to, they pocketed some for the TO and the judge and stuff. Like gave them play sets and we I don't know, there was enough of us that we could have all gotten more. That's true. We did get one. It would have been a bummer if we didn't get any. But there was only 20 of us.
Yeah, we had like 15 or something like that, and we got one, and I was like, But the other store that was going on at the same time gave play sets out to each participant. So
yeah, I've heard different things like that. Like some just gave extra, and then some are just gonna hand it out as part of their weekly locals as a promo. Because some locals just let you pick, right? They let you pick a promo.
Yeah.
You shouldn't expect a play set, right? But
right,
yeah, cool.
I mean, I'm going to 4 events just so I can get myself a play set of those.
But you got to get yourself a play set of the shiny ones.
Oh, I mean, I'm doing that too, right?
Oh yeah, that's my boy.
Just a little flex in there. And I'll be lucky if I get to 1.
I don't know if I'll do another.
This guy just soft rolled himself. I'll be lucky if I get the 1. Just comes from winning a 10K. I don't know if I can do it.
No. I mean, literally, I don't know if I'll even get to like.
If you'll even get to play in one.
Yeah.
That's fair. You did just spend a lot of goodwill going down to.
There's a lot of events happening too outside. Like May's busy alone, but like even like in terms of traveling for events or like taking a weekend off, June's gonna have a lot of events too.
Yep.
So yeah, it's just a lot going on, man.
Yeah.
All non-official events, I guess, but
like grassroots events, right? Yeah.
Let's see, but flipping back to the news, what else we got?
How actually, just before we close up on Worlds, how do you feel about Worlds being closed as it is? There was also an article that came out where they kind of gave their reasoning about it.
Yeah, I wasn't thrilled with their reasoning. I thought it was a little weak. I think the wording was, if I can find it, it's from The Gamer, that because the success of Disney Lorcana took everyone by complete surprise. That feels like a pivot based on the D23 stuff.
They did go on in that article to say other things.
Okay.
So that particular sentence, I think, is the cop-out answer that they're giving right now.
Yeah.
But like they say more specifically in there. They're like, look, quests were announced before they were fully conceived. That was under a different team of people. Things have changed since then. We didn't have the bandwidth to put together an entire event for the community as would have been appropriate. And so instead of holding a subpar event or a super limited event, they just said, let's just literally focus on the players. And I think it's disappointing, right?
Yeah.
It is disappointing. I also think it's a reasonable thing to do for the first World Championship.
Yeah, and they really are giving the players a pretty good VIP treatment, because aren't they covering housing, travel, and a bunch of other stuff? So that's really cool.
Yeah. I think the best thing though is that I don't get to have FOMO of not going or being forced to go.
Right.
So I get to save a few bucks.
I mean,
it's Disney.
You can still go.
I mean, I can still go to Disney. Yeah. Go shake hands with the mouse himself.
One thing we didn't get, as far as I know, at least, was the format for Worlds.
We did not.
Yeah, we know since the dates are 2 days, we know it's probably a 2-day event, which lines up with pretty much everything they've done so far. So probably first day will be some sort of larger group stage multi-round thing, and then they'll probably, it's 28 players, so they'll probably shave a few off and then go to a knockout the next round.
I think they might just have all 28 play both days, but I think
yeah, you probably could support that.
I don't know, because I've heard of rumors, but I can't wait. I hope they announce it soon, but truly we don't need to know. I was having this conversation earlier, right? There's no reason for us to know, as the world's competitors already know. And so I think the more important thing though is that it's going to show a good skill range, and that the actual winner will be like shown and highlighted more. So
yeah, exactly. Like we don't need to know anything. Like if one of our friends that is qualified says, "Hey, I need to practice this matchup," and you're the person that is like good at that, like, you know, if Sailor Ed is like, "Hey, I want to practice against Kiwi," I'm not going to question it. I'm just going to say, "Okay, yeah, let's set up a time to practice Kiwi." I don't care.
Yeah, or we don't go like, "Oh, look, Sailor's playing
what
Green
is that
Steel at
for,
this
buddy?
event. What's going on?" Yeah, it's a good spot to try other things out right now. You know, it's always, from my personal opinion, I learn best by playing other decks. So that's also, you know, take a deck you don't know to a tournament and see how it can run, and then, you know, when you see that deck later, you might be able to beat it better.
I'll play other decks.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know what that's like either. I tried it once and I went X1. You know, I'm just that's it.
But yeah, the other piece that's interesting is that it sounds like when Worlds happens, they're going to reveal the DLC schedule.
Yep.
So, or there will be DLC news. We hope that it's going to be the whole schedule, kind of like they did last year, where it was like, "Hey, here it is," and they list the dates and locations, and then you're like, "All right, sweet. It looks like we've got
there's
something
PTO
to look
plans for
the
next 6 months."
Yeah, or at least the first two.
Yeah.
So I'm just excited, and I think one of the comments on the stream today said DLC later this year. So I think we also know that's going to be this year.
I think they almost confirmed that a DLC will happen this year. It's just I see a lot of complaints on Twitter right now, basically saying, "Well, it's been 8 to 10 months since our last event. Like, that's so bad for the game." And I don't know, maybe because like I'm spoiled enough to go to a few events, or like the meta feels good, but like I'm having a blast right now with Lorcana.
Yeah, we're on a call with two guys who have both individually flown out to a one-time weekend event, kicked butt in it, and come back.
Must be nice.
Dude, you could leave Canada.
Can he?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not sure about that.
Against us.
Josh is in California once.
Josh is currently asking for like 3 Canadian DLCs, and I think there's a reason why.
I'm down, man.
He wants them all geographically 1 hour from Toronto too. I don't know.
New York works in that. New York works in that.
I'll accept Buffalo.
Ooh.
Buffalo.
But yeah,
any other Worlds or
X3
DLC
into
stuff?
Niagara. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, for the DLC stuff, one other thing to note that they said was that they're going to keep DLC seasons like timed with rotation. So
a little bit more purposeful maybe on the timing.
With that, you can kind of infer that the first DLC should be in September.
Oh, right. Okay. I see what you're saying. Right.
Too.
So kick off with Fabled, and then it will be it'll only contain 4 sets. So that probably also means
5 sets. Fabled and the fourth,
and
or no, 5 through 8.
5 through 8.
Yeah.
So 5 through 9 sets.
Yep.
Come on, math guy, help us out.
I did.
So that also, that should be good. And I think they also said that Fabled is August. We don't know what date, but we know.
Did they reveal dates?
I'm pretty
sure
they did.
29th.
They said August.
Like.
No,
I can pull it up right now.
They gave official dates.
They did. I must have missed that.
Yeah, it was like August.
It's also updated on the website
ish.
Oh, it's on the website.
And then September 5th or something like that, like 1 week later.
Well, because they're calling it pre-release now, by the way.
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
if you guys
changing.
caught that one. It's not LGS release anymore. It's pre-release.
Interesting. I wonder if some of the rules are going to change then.
Oh, sorry, they didn't put the day up on the site. JAFAR's on the site.
Yeah, I think they put it up on the stream, but it was 29th of August, right? That's what I recall.
Mm-hmm.
End of August, and then the first week of like September, pretty much.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it was a smaller gap than they had been using previously as well.
Oh, a smaller gap, so it's not 2 weeks?
1 week.
No, it was just 1 week.
And then what's the rules that they put in for DLCs? It's 2 weeks post the...
3...
Post the mass release?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like maybe last weekend in September, which also happens to be my wife's birthday. So let's figure that one out. I hope she really likes wherever that DLC is located as a destination.
Yeah. Listen, Saturday we'll play. Saturday night we'll take her.
Well, Sunday I'll be free, right? So I'll be able to take her out.
Oh my goodness, this guy.
Yeah, man. What card? So I know we talked about rotation. So they revealed a few rotation cards. We can hit that.
What? Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Ask what, Justin.
What's one card each of you hopes comes back in rotation? Oh, get wrecked!
How dare you? You just high rolled question.
Yeah, I did.
I mean, they're reprinting two of my favorite cards, like in the game, which are Rockstar Stitch and Giant Fairy Tinkerbell. Man, out of all the sets, Hiram, I don't know what I would want. Judy Hopps, baby, give it to me. Give me the 2/3 now.
I'm a big purple enjoyer, and I think a card, assuming some of this steel removal doesn't come back, or they do something different with removal or whatever. Who knows what the space is going to be. But I want to do blue fairy builds again.
Ooh, yeah.
I just really enjoy that. I like the idea of putting out a blue fairy and then just playing Floodborns. I don't know. It's simple, but I like drawing cards and playing strong bodies. It's like best of both worlds. So that'd be cool.
You know it's bad now when the best play Floodborn character is Chief Bogo, right? Like, is that the best, like, whenever you play a Floodborn character now? I feel like it is.
In rotation.
So when I was working on that mid-range blue steel deck that I had going, I was thinking about that new Baymax. The 5-cost Baymax that looks for Floodborns. Yeah, I was thinking about that card. I think that could be okay.
Well, because you have like Cogs and you have a few cool like Floodborn characters in that list.
Cogs, Gaston, Beast.
Yeah.
Tink.
Which card to come back, huh? I don't know.
So,
I enjoy Chaos.
Now I want to look Dreamborn real quick.
Oh my
no! You suck.
Justin and Josh feuding on screen right now.
Oh wait, when did Perdita release?
Perdita was set 3?
3?
Because she was in Atlanta.
Yeah. I want Perdita.
I'd be okay
I think
with
that
Perdita.
card is really cool.
I think Perdita is really fun.
It's one of the only Amber cards that I've looked at and like, I want to play that card.
And she feels pretty well balanced because it's high cost, uninkable, low strength, so it's like but high impact on play.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But not like the most high impact, right? It's not like any character, it's a 1 or a 2. So it's not like crazy.
Overall, I think I'm less interested in characters and more interested in what like actions or songs they would bring, because like
same.
I mean, it's so tough to like say, like, do they probably bring back Zeus? Maybe. I'm okay with it, but like Storm Rage on, like, I have a bigger list of cards I don't want reprinted than I do of cards I want
That's why
printed.
I was asking about the one that you would like reprinted, because I got a whole list of cards I don't want to see back in the format.
I mean, Sisu's got to go.
Sisu's got to go. Diablo's got to go. Prince John's got to go.
Does it have to go?
Probably.
You know, as someone who has had a lot of success with Prince John lists, I would be okay if Prince John went.
I'm okay with Ward going. Can we just not do that?
No, not that. I don't want Ward to go.
I want my
because I want to play
Muses.
I love Muses.
Storm probably needs to go.
Yeah. Storm should 100% needs to go. Popsicle.
I think last episode we touched on it a bit, but if they did rotate sets 1 to 4, almost all the songs are gone, right?
Yeah,
so they most of the playable songs are gone.
Yeah,
yeah, because they've really slowed down on printing.
We're seeing, based on the new cards coming out for JAFAR, it seems like they're maybe rebuilding a foundation for songs, because there's a lot of singing-based reveals going on currently.
Mm-hmm.
Also, sing together songs. They all would be rotated.
Those are all gone.
Yeah. So,
which, like, frankly, I'm okay with that. The sing together songs are
bad.
Well, no. They're either bad or really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like Dig would be a good card, right? Like,
yeah, like Dig is a card that was like not quite good enough.
I think that was a very balanced card, though, right?
That's it, right?
I think Dig didn't see play just because of the other cards around it. Right. Potentially
and how fast the format could be.
If Hiram had been banned and the new Tamatoa didn't exist yet, Dig probably saw play. Or more play than it had seen.
Yeah, more play. Shout out DK.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. All right, so on the screen I have so far the start of one of my spreadsheets I like to do. On the right is how the breakdown went for all the cards based on their color and dual inks. So we can see kind of how they did it last set. I don't know if it's going to be the same format. We don't know if locations are back yet and how locations factor into where it is. But for the dual inks last time, it was 2 uncommon, 1 rare, and 1 super rare. So I guess we'll see.
Were there specific color combos last time that got dual inks and like others that didn't?
So if you look, the only thing that was weird was that some of the primary colors had a different count of rare and super rares. So like Emerald had 6 rares, no super rares. Ruby had 5 rares and 1 super rare.
Interesting. Okay.
Emerald didn't get it. Wait, is that Yzma not a super rare? Oh, because it's yellow or it's green, purple, right? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. So I wonder if they try and balance that out this set.
Oh yeah, kind of do the inverse of this. Yeah, potentially. I think what's already interesting is we already got 4 legendaries revealed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, a 5th one just got revealed.
Just dropped, right? The Mickey, yeah. So
yeah. Wait.
Boom,
can we throw?
There it is.
Can we throw a mix up on board? Just for a quick glance, because what is this card?
What?
Hold on, let me
Hello?
grab
right.
it.
While he's pulling it up, it's a 10 cost, 10/10 Mickey. He big.
Yeah.
And when banished in a challenge, or when banished?
No, just when banished.
When banished, deals 5 damage to each opposing character.
And he has bodyguard.
I see nothing wrong with this. Yeah.
The second time we've seen the Quest for 5 symbol, Mirabelle being the only other one so far.
So
far, neither of them are playable.
All right.
Wait, what are you talking about? I'm gonna totally Vitalosphere the new Mickey on turn 3, then bust this guy out on turn 3, and you're gonna just shaking your boots.
I got it. All right. Green legendary Hades. You sack your sticky Mickey in green steel. You play big Mickey. You win the game.
Yep. I mean, the really nice thing about that play line is that then he comes in bodyguard mode and protects your Hades to do it again.
Hold up. Can we do a green steel with this? Not with Hades, but with
Return of Jafar?
Return of Hercules.
Oh, Return of Hercules.
And then, yeah. But so what I want to do with this to make it a little bit more consistent, right? Because this is a 10 cost uninkable. If we get multiple of these in our hand, we're like big sad. So like what I want to do with this is like I want to run looters, which we've got up to 16 looters available to us in Emerald and Steel right now.
Yep.
We've got the 8 1-drops, Yzma and Cindy.
And Strike if you want to include that as well.
Oh, and Strike. Okay, so we've got up to 20 looters. And then we're hunting down for this Mickey. This is going to be beautiful.
If they Maldragon it banishes Maldragon.
It does.
Yes, are there bodyguard payoffs that might be worth looking into as well?
Bodyguard what?
No, nope. The easy answer, nope.
Bodyguard. Man, I've tried to make the bodyguard like what is it? A tag deck? I guess it's not tribal, right? What is bodyguard? Archetype. Yeah, I've tried to make it work a few times, and like I don't know. When you start playing Little Johns, then you know your deck's bad.
You've gone too far.
Yeah, you're in the soup.
Well, okay, so to be fair, I did think for a little bit. I was like, yo, what if I play that 4-drop Aladdin and then play Little John for free? This has got to be broken, right? It was okay at best.
Let's get our hot takes, and we'll be on now record. Do you think this card sees play?
No.
Hell yeah.
I'm kind of with
No, you don't understand. So that Hades play that P was saying, you go Hades and you bodyguard this, and if this survives, which it probably will, the next turn you do it again, banish this Mickey,
you banish it, and then it deals 5.
Bring another one in.
Dude, boom, boom, boom. We're artillery bombing the board.
So that is cool because it's not like Bagheera where it only erupts
in a challenge
on your opponent's turn.
Yeah,
it erupts on your own turn too.
Yeah,
so that is a really good point.
Swing it into something.
You could self-sack this and
then
swing
it into
dude,
something.
I'm gonna call this deck tactical nuke.
Oh my gosh, you quest 5, you Hades it and just play another one out and you just wipe their board.
Oh my! And this has to be a Clarabelle deck, by the way, because you can sack your Clarabelle to play Clarabelle.
Just you wait till rotation comes and all the removal's gone. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Exactly.
Oh no!
And then you have some kind of way to resist it.
All right. So in any event, the card that I want to come back in rotation is Blue Hades.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Dude, how cool would that be as a DLC card, by the way? Like, if they did that, the Rapunzel treatment? Oh, man. Actually, on that topic, I hope they stick to, the idea, since it's going to be a new DLC season, I kind of want, a set 1 DLC, card. Kind of how they did Rapunzel, I kind of want it to be, a set 1 legendary. I think that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Rapunzel.
It's probably not going to be Maleficent, because we know Maleficent's
she's already got hers.
Champ.
Yeah.
Which is beautiful.
Which is sick, by the way. I mean, that card's going to hit levels of Stitch, I think.
That card is everything that we've been asking for in terms of, card. Can you actually make a useful set champ card?
Yo, don't talk to my boy Hero that. Come on. Dude, I've lost to Hero decks. I'm just saying.
I'm getting so frustrated with the numbering of these cards.
Yes.
It's halfway through
not something
being Emerald. Does that make sense? Maybe, I don't know.
Well, no, because they're not even in alphabetical order. That's
this is not set 9. Never mind.
I've heard people say that this card owns.
So
what?
I think so the thing about set 8, which is a bit unfortunate, is it comes right before rotation, right? Mm-hmm. So you have to evaluate these cards pre-rotation because there's still a game before rotation. Nothing competitive aside from grassroots, but you have to evaluate it in 2 ways, right? Pre-rotation and post-rotation. Because right now it just dies the brawl and all that, right? But this card, once those strength-based removal are probably gone and not coming back, then it becomes hard to deal with.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm playing this thing with Alice, and I'm just giving it ward.
This is a green-blue card for sure.
The thing that disappoints me is that I think this does not feel legendary. The wrapped up effect seems worse than Reckless.
Well, so okay, let's evaluate it like this,
forces them, but can't quest. They could just go okay.
There's some really powerful 5-drop cards in green. First ones that come to mind, you have Lucifer, you have Cricky. You have things that will swing back and take the board. Where the thing that I dislike is that it's a win, whenever this character quests. And I think if this had the same text as John Silver, win played and win quest, I think it would be much, much better. And maybe too strong. But
yeah. And that's something I learned from Hearthstone is the easiest way to evaluate a card is, does it do something right away? If it does, then it pretty much has a chance. If not,
this one does do something right away, and that it's evasive though. Yeah. That I think kind of puts it on a different.
Dude, Peter Pan Shadow Finder. With this,
Gerbil.
Yeah, but then it doesn't quest. You can't.
Yeah, but you would take out your opponent's Diablo because they always have it. So
sure,
it's a second Elsa. Diablo. Come on. I think it's cool. I don't know. I don't hate it. Will I play it? Probably not me, but somebody's gonna like it.
Throw up that blue steel Bernard when you have
want to see that one. All right, we'll do that one next. I want to talk about Candy Drift.
Yeah, great sealed card.
They're setting up red yellow to be such a good deck. This is the sort of
Jake that Josh wants to play.
You think it's just good in limited?
This?
I don't know, man.
It's okay. It's actually okay. Because it lets you trade up like a weenie, right? And you draw a card.
Well, but not just a weenie, a racer that then you get back because you have King Candy out.
Oh,
right. That was the big thing. Was that
what does King Candy do?
So King Candy is whenever one of your racers is banished in a challenge, or maybe even just banished in general.
Whenever one of your other racer characters is banished, period. Comma, I should say, each opponent chooses and banishes one of their characters. So it's like a constant edict effect, and I think that's cool.
Oh, and then Calhoun is the one that brings them back?
Yeah, Calhoun's the one that gets one back.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, granted, a lot of these cards are uninkable, so that might be a little bit of an issue.
Not this one. Look at that.
There's some pretty good racers. Like even the Rush Vanellope is a card I really like.
I think that's the best one.
Right. But the problem was a lot of the racers didn't have a good punch. Like outside of Vanellope, a lot of them were like 2 strengths, just like little dinky guys. So this
is a draw card.
Draw card, cantrip, good. And +5, kill something good.
Yeah, and you turn banished him.
Yeah, so they're really trying to push this racer archetype. And
too bad it's locked into to Amber Ruby, because then you could, if it was like just one color, you could play it with the Steel Mickey, and then it banishes it at the end of turn.
Wait, maybe they reprint Mufasa with like a little helmet on, and now he's Racer Fasa.
Racer Fasa.
This card owns.
Okay, so I'm an idiot. I don't understand how this card is good, but everyone that I talk to says that this card is good.
This is your card. They printed
I built
this for
a deck that has 4 cards in it that say draw card. Okay, I don't understand the power of drawing cards. I just don't get it. But yes, okay. So now,
this is Blue Fairy.
No. No, it's not Blue Fairy. So here's my issue with this card.
This is Maleficent Sorceress.
Yeah, it's Sorcerer, right?
Except when you're top deck mode, like, when you're Ruby Am, right? Your top deck mode, you be prep, great. Next turn you draw Mal, you're like, yeah, it's a good draw. I'll play this Mal, and then you draw something else, and then the next turn after that you draw friends that you sing. And like now you're like, yeah, this Mal was insane. Okay. All right, now let's say I'm on the other side of this board. I get B prepped. Okay. I drop Bernard.
So is your thing because there's just
This card is a very bad top deck. That's one of my issues with it.
It's uninkable.
It's uninkable. It's a 2-drop. I don't have any songs to sing with it.
But so, it says Miss Bianca over here. I found something.
Yeah, but he's not even an ally to trigger Miss Bianca to come out faster.
Right.
Yeah,
so I have a lot of so I've got a lot of separate issues with this card. And that all boils down to I'm probably incorrect, and the card is probably good because people way better at evaluating cards tell me that this card is good, so I'll be testing it out just fine.
Well, we took a look at the current. Let me see here. Sorry, you.
While you're pulling it up, I have a local, by the way, Justin. Remember earlier this set we were trying out the Aladdin Jasmine deck?
Yeah.
I have a local who's actually doing really well with it now, and I wonder if it's because post Hiram, a lot of people are just playing weird builds now, a lot of low to the ground steel decks, and I wonder if it's just able to empty your hand and get value.
Jasmine is so bad.
I agree.
I would just rather play Beast at that point if that's what I'm doing.
It's inkable, right? But everybody's playing Beast now. That's the thing too.
I don't have any. I'm not a hipster, dude. I just want to play a deck that's good.
These are the current 1-drop allies in blue steel.
Yeah,
and obviously
one of them is playable.
Cloud
Kicker.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll say it again. One of them is playable as of the current meta.
In my heroic deck, I threw in the goons just for fun.
I mean,
I think you can play in an aggro deck like Kiwi. You can play Toulouse just fine.
Yeah,
I would argue there's 2 playable 1-drops in this set here.
You could shift Hey as well. Just saying. But, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
But even then, the real crux of the problem with Bernard is that he's uninkable, because if you don't see that ally, then you're like, okay, cool. I just play a goon on 2 that costs more. That feels bad.
I think you have to anticipate that this is a card you're going to be playing not on 2. It's a card, especially in a Kiwi style deck, you're going to be playing this card on 3 or 4 where you're double spelling with it.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where it seems to shine most, right? It's just chaining them. Just
go Looter,
Bernard,
then go
Bernard,
Smee,
pass.
and then on 3 go So whatever you looted to support the Bernard, then you go boom boom or whatever.
Yeah.
Or Smee's there, and Smee supports it too. So
right, and if you're looking at these Ally Matters lists, that means that Lawrence is probably going to be in the list. Stuff like that becomes more important.
Yeah. So I guess like another thing too, Justin, like if we're looking at it from that perspective, it not having 2 lore, I think is pretty detrimental to it too.
Yes. That's my other issue with it, is a quest for 1. Yeah. So I don't know. I am completely ready to be wrong on it.
But you're talking to people who like to draw cards, right? That's the all they care about. Like Dave's number 1 play on 5 is play finders, and then that's it.
I'm on 5, and I'm like, all right, which of these 2 cards do I want, and which of these 2 cards am I inking? All right, good. Now my hand is empty. This is right where I want to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any other card reveals that you guys want to go over? There's
look
been
at
a
like
few,
the other
but...
legendaries if you want.
Hey, you just want to look at the legendaries? Okay.
Oh, that enchanted Jasmine is beautiful. I know she's not a legendary.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Dormouse as well?
Oh yeah, we Dave's favorite card. Yeah, we can talk about that one. So here's Pinocchio.
Ooh, Dormouse, yeah.
This is an interesting one.
Snooze.
No. I don't think this is a snooze.
No,
this might be a
good.
snooze pre-rotation.
Yeah, I was just about to say this is one of those cards, the pre and post evaluation.
So, when I look at this, I think that how often am I challenging with Genie, right? Basically never. If I can avoid it, I want to quest with Genie. And I assume that's true. I don't play purple cards, but no one ever challenges.
You always
me
want to
with
turn Genie
so,
sideways.
Yeah. So like for that purposes, Pinocchio is similar.
Yeah.
Ish.
I mean, Genie was nice in the niche scenarios playing against like Steel, when you had Mystic Bell and do a nice Smee trade up kind of thing, and then boom boom. Like that's a good. But that's like one of the only things I can think of that I'd ever do with Genie other than Quest.
So, okay. My issue here, though, is there's got to be something good to ready him with.
There is.
Yeah, the start of your turn. Right?
Okay, so does that... No. Does that count, though? Because
Yes.
Okay, are we certain? The only reason I say that is because the, like... what is it? The bolt, or not the bolts? One of those other cards, right? Maybe it's bolt. But when it says this character is readied, right? So
bolt works at the start of your turn.
It does it?
Yep.
Yeah.
I've heard otherwise. Okay.
No.
But okay.
A card readies at the start of your turn.
Yeah.
So I think I was told by somebody that because it's not the start of your turn, it's like your upkeep or whatever they call it. But
that's still part of your turn.
No. You get my point, though.
Yeah.
I get it.
So okay, that works that way.
They
That's
were
cool.
calling
Then.
it something
Okay.
else.
Then that's much better than I thought it was.
But also to that point, you were saying cards that do ready this also do work well with it, right? Like if it survives a turn,
Sven.
you like Sven or LeFou or something. It's
Sven,
still like
Amber Amethyst.
Well, I mean,
okay,
you wouldn't get the draw off that because you already drawed for it at the start of your turn.
See, that's another thing too.
Right. Well, I'm saying like if you played it the turn before and it's still drawing.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. If there's a way that you can like play him out, exert him somehow, and then ready him, then you would get to draw like immediately.
And then you sing a song with him.
Yeah.
And then you ready him again next turn. Look, I'm just gonna next set. I'm gonna finally play purple cards, right? And on turn 4, I'm gonna play Pinocchio. And on turn 5, I'm gonna quest Pinocchio. I'm gonna play Sven. I'm gonna draw a card. That card is gonna be Friends. I'm gonna sing Friends. Then on the start of my next turn, he's gonna ready, and I'm gonna draw another card.
I think two things that come to my mind right now. So I do think this is better than Genie, off of first glance.
Similar.
Here's why I'll say that, right? So you're playing this for the same reason you're playing Genie, is that it survives certain steel cards, right? But I think having the inkable slot open up for purple decks is huge, and it's a May draw, which one of the problem I have with Genie is it's a force draw, which sometimes isn't always what you want to do.
Sure.
Scarred by the bird, huh?
I mean, it's true though.
Not even just by the bird.
You could just
I've
grab
had
this
some
as
Blurple
well,
games
too.
where I go down to like no cards left, and I have in my hand like 2 Genies, and I'm like, I might die if I play this.
I think Genie being uninkable is like the biggest crime. Oh, I mean, he's a great card, right? But like, I hate being bricked up by just having genies and rabbits in hand or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think those cards needed to be uninkable.
Sure.
For their power level, right? Pinocchio's clear downside is that he can't kill anything by himself. If you needed to, like if you were put in a situation where you need to clear something, he can't. Right? Because still, Genie plus Elsa takes out like opposing genies, but Pinocchio plus Elsa.
Yeah. Do we even try to show the Goofy card that kind of got revealed?
Nah.
He's like not even fully revealed.
Yeah, there's not enough information yet about this one. Plus, we want to talk about this sweet card.
All right.
This is the latest in the SLTC. If this card doesn't work out, I'll eat a shoe gate. That
was a comment made, yeah. I've
like
been convinced now to think that this card owns. I think Dave convinced me.
Go for it.
So for those who don't know, Dave loves the one-drop card soldiers from this set.
He also loves Queen of Hearts.
And Queen of Hearts.
Yeah.
And this card just helps amp those two up.
The biggest issue is you have to play red-green.
Correct.
Red-green did get a lot of support last set.
And
but
it's still not being played. Yeah!
There's like no card draw, right? Like, what are we doing?
Oh, there's Mad Hatter. You got an enchanted.
Like
Come on.
I could play a deck like that. Justin's like, forget purple. I'll just go to the green red.
I actually like this card though because it does like synergize with the whole theme there, and also it's like it's mosquito bite on a body basically, right?
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of synergies with it, but I think one of my favorite things to do is put and move damage on cards like Belle, Mystic Sorcerer, whatever her name is like one of my favorite cards in this game. And it's obviously not the same idea, but kind of. And I just like the idea of moving damage around and like being able to maybe think my way out of situations.
Yeah.
So,
as someone who likes to play Resist, please don't play this card.
Yeah, this card eats Resist, dude. Dude, imagine getting beat by Dormouse. Kiwi's dead. Crazy.
I think I also like that it's a cheap trigger for like Ring the Bell and Wake Up Alice. I think that's a new one.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Bambi.
Here's our GOAT replacement.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know. I don't like this card.
I came out hot of the gate saying this card was trash, but some of the better aggro players in our group pushed back pretty quickly. So
it's pretty good. Yeah,
I think this could see play.
Yeah.
I guess it's just a little hard from my point of view because I play a lot of character-based decks, so I'm always just like, okay, I'll just play another character, and I'm just gonna permanently be stuck with this inkable in your hand.
I don't know that you play 4 of these, right? You play 1 to 2 of these, maybe, and then just like late game, I'm just gonna play it, gain a lore, and if you don't banish it, it's either gonna quest for 3 or you play a character, and I'm gonna get another lore next turn.
That's true. There is an inevitability to it when you're racing down the stretch.
And it's not the same. It's not the same inevitability as like. Yeah, exactly. Like it's a big lore threat.
I think a big thing though is that like this feels like a really good like we each have like one card in hand kind of cards, and I don't know. I just don't think like you would ever be able to curve this out effectively. I just don't see it working that way because like if you just spend 3 and I bounce it back and like I don't know, I think I'm establishing a better board.
Can I just play Amethyst Steel and do again just like use looters to get rid of it when I don't want it?
Yeah, I mean you gotta talk to JDRR, man. I would see if that's allowed, but
so something to think
that's gonna be the exact sort that he doesn't like.
Something to consider with this is it's like Gantu, right? Like the big Gantu.
Dude.
Right, yeah, you play it.
Say no more.
Yes,
we like Bambi.
we like Bambi.
Because, you play this on 3. You play this on 3. Like, as long as you're not Steel or storming it or something, you just quest. And if they don't have a character right then and there to banish it, it's surviving, right? Or if you just follow it up with a bodyguard to turn after, like, they're going to have what?
So that's, I think, where I like that comparison to help fuel my dislike for the card then. because yes, Gantu costs 2 more, but he is inkable, and he has a good stat base on him that could make him, depending on what the removal packages are, that it is harder to remove him than a 1/1. Right, because what is he, a 5/4?
He's a 4/3.
4/3.
I ain't Gantu into any steel matchup, basically, because I just assume he's going to die.
I actually started doing that with Shark as well, and it's worked out well for me.
Yeah. I appreciate you inking Shark. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Me too. Keep it up. You should put a Metafy guide out to say if your opponent plays steel, ink Shark, and I will pay.
Because I just play Toas, man. Easy.
Oh, true. I don't like that either.
The big crab. Also,
can you just play like Talas and just like Tala into Visions and then Visions into Develop Your Brain and then Develop Your Brain into Visions and just never get anything done?
I also don't play Talas into Steel. I just want to ramp, man. Just you do your thing. I'm gonna ramp. If you have Pete, you have Pete. If you don't, I win. That's it. I don't know, man. What do you want me to do?
I always have Pete. Right.
Big brain.
Look, we like having pocket Petes too.
Yeah, this is the first prince in Amethyst. Fun fact.
Ooh.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I didn't even notice that tag. That's
the
very
Prince.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah. That's cool. Does that mean anything?
No.
Oh, wait. No, that works with yellow purple, right? If Pride lands, right?
Oh,
is that Prince?
Pride lands. Yep.
I mean, this thing is never attached to Pride lands, right? Like, but hey, it's there.
But why not? Pride lands also gives health.
Yeah,
why not attach it?
Because it's not going to stay on the location when you play a character.
No. But like you do this. They don't bounce it. Now you can do stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'll start Curve. I'll play Curve. This card is. I'm gonna hate playing against this card.
I am kind of shocked that
how good this card is.
This strong is printed immediately right after Turn of Dog comes out, or Turn of Dog comes out. This card's crazy.
This card is insane.
Pretty solid. Inkable shift target. Good effect.
Inkable. You could ditch that crappy 1/2 lady. Like we're just. You could play a full dogs deck now, but I think this card is really good. Yeah. So I was going to say this before we cover the legendary.
You have to play 3 characters.
Yeah, 3 characters, or you can play a tramp.
Or you could play a cricket.
Or you could play a tramp or cricket.
And there's probably like other ways to do it too, but like I think like the most because you could support works with this, right?
Yeah.
I would think support does, and yellow has a lot of support cards.
I know that some decks were running. Is it Perla?
Yes,
the 3/2
evasive giving support. There you go.
Like I think there's a lot of ways that this could happen. Now, I mean, it doesn't even matter though, right? Like it's still like a 1 cost that quest for 1, and that's still good enough. That's an 03 that has other text to it than besides the 04s. But
I can actually kill an 03.
Sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say, frankly, the worst thing about this is that this is a 3 and not a 4. Right? That's like the real harshness of it. And I think it has to be. I don't think if this was a 0/4, it'd be like a legendary. I don't know.
Imagine giving a 1 cost character 4 willpower. They would never do that.
They would never do that.
Never
again until.
I like this card. So. Like it as in it's a good card. I don't want to play yellow green. I want to Sisu this board.
But yeah, so a bunch of new cards, and there's more. But one of the last pieces that I want to quickly touch on is some of the new IPs coming out.
Mm-hmm.
One that I'm incredibly excited about. Goofy movie.
All right, now do your best power line dance.
No, I'm not going to do that. But everyone's already pretty much nailed it. Like, oh, this must be the artwork for Eye to Eye song. That also probably get an enchanted or something. So
we did get the slight hint about Powerline as a character, by the way.
That he's a strong singer.
Strong singer.
Yeah,
that's what we got. Or the strongest singer to date, I think was Rochelle's exact words. Something like that.
Yeah, we don't really know what that means.
Is it singer 10?
it could just be like it's a singer 10. Like,
can sing mob song.
What's the strongest? Like, it's the most competitively strong singer, or is it actually like it can sing the highest amount of songs or something?
It's got large vocal cords, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm excited. The other one was Gargoyles was the other IP announced for this.
We got the name of set 10 as well.
And then
we got
finally
we got that. The Whispers in the Well.
Or Whispers from the Well? Or of the Well?
From the Well?
But
hold on, I wrote it down somewhere. But
we're getting some ghosties.
But then next year, got Darkwing Duck. That's pretty exciting.
That's pretty exciting.
Shout out to that Twitter account that's been posting every day if Darkwing Duck isn't Lorcana yet.
And it's technically not going to be until 2026, so a lot more posts to come.
So are you going to close your account by then? What does it become?
Yeah. So I'm excited. But yeah, so reveals. I know that there's going to be a whole bunch of reveals going on between starting. I mean, there's been a whole bunch today, but starting tomorrow, there's a whole bunch of content creators for the next week. It sounds like we might by what's next Wednesday? The 14th. Potentially we'll have the whole set.
That's hype.
That's what I've been hearing. I kind of like a more condensed reveal season. Because we pretty much, aside from leaks, we didn't really know any of the cards. I think we saw maybe JAFAR or something.
We saw Yago like a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
And then we had JAFAR, right?
Yeah, but there's been like
we saw a few of the illusions pretty early on.
But there hasn't really been as much reveals this cycle as there have been. Like sometimes you get like sprinklings of like, oh, here's 3 cards, and then like a month later it's reveal season, but we really didn't have anything. So this is exciting to hopefully have a week of just a ton of cards.
Yep.
Justin, did we lose you or are you still here?
I think he said he'll be right back.
He said he'll be back.
Okay. He'll be back. All right, perfect. So we'll just vamp.
So we still have lots of news to go through still, though.
Oh, is Justin back?
What's the other news?
Infinity format?
Oh, yeah. You want to talk about that for a little bit?
Yeah, we can chat about Infinity. How do you guys feel about Infinity format, which is non-rotation format? Basically what it is now is what it is, right?
But it's without the ban list, correct?
Yeah, they're going to have their own ban list.
They'll have their own ban list.
They're going to have their own ban list, but
it starts fresh.
From what it sounds like.
I don't. As someone who pretty much has only played the standard rotation in both Magic and Hearthstone.
Yeah.
I'll play what's competitive and what my friends want to play. But
if there's an Infinity event, I said that weird. I'll play it, sure. But I would probably try to stick with just like the standard format. Talking
with my significant other, I have the bandwidth probably in a DLC cycle to go to 2 DLCs and hopefully Continentals. If there are DLCs that are Infinity based ones, I just won't go to that one. Like I might travel to a further DLC and go to one that's a standard one. We don't know what that's going to look like, if it's going to be it's both like 2 parallel events or whatever. But
yeah, they did basically just mention that there will be DLC support for Infinity. Whether that means side events or a whole event dedicated to it, who knows?
Well, that's true. It could just be side events. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
or like even competitive side events, like the Fridays and the Sunday comp circuits that they have. They could be. One of them could just be Infinity. That's a good point. But if I'm going to a DLC, I'm probably aiming to try to qualify for Continentals or Worlds.
Yeah.
And
I would play in Infinity DLC, assuming that it was also giving me a chance to qualify for something. If it's just a big tournament, I mean, I might still do that as long as the pricing was good. But if the pricing's not there, then whatever.
I would assume it would still qualify you.
I guess we'll find out, though. Maybe that won't even exist, and we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, maybe it's just side events.
Just side events.
It's like,
I mean, I'll bring PS Scrooges with me to the DLC and do an Infinity format side event.
Are we back? Are we still back? Yeah, and I guess the other piece of news that was interesting was the set champs for set 9. I mean, we talked about it a little bit earlier, but it's going to be the reprinted Maleficent.
Oh, the Maleficent. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I will be at every set champ.
Yeah, I feel like this is the most hyped one, right? Since Stitch.
Definitely since Stitch. Yeah, and I think Stitch was most hyped just because it was first.
Yes.
I know that's a very beloved IP, but
I think
it was also more of a first.
It was also a staple as well of Lorcana, I think.
In the early stages, sure.
And I think Maleficent also hits that, because I actually got nostalgia from playing the set 3 events. We did an in-house set 3. It was kind of a small thing because of the Japanese events, and we were just seeing oh well, what would happen if you played set 3 again. I got slight nostalgia from playing that format again, and I think Mal Dragon is a card that nobody wants to play at the beginning of a set, but then slowly puts back in, and I don't know, I love the card. So
yeah,
emotional attachment. Maybe not you, Pete. I don't know. When's the last time you played Mal 9?
Back in Red Fasa days.
Gotcha.
That's why I played a lot of Mal Dragon, and that was a lot of fun. Actually, the first 1K I ever played in Lorcana, I didn't know that Red Fasa was a list yet, and so I'm playing against a guy who's playing it. I'm like, I'll just kill this Mufasa. What's the worst thing that can happen? And I got blasted.
Oh no. Happens to the best of us.
Yeah, definitely gonna look forward to set champs in set 9, and I think everybody else will too.
Yeah,
the art's great too. I kind of like the reprinted art better than the original.
I also like the reprinted art better.
Yeah, the first art. So, did you ever see the famous card for this Maleficent? It actually kind of looks like the same art.
I did a while ago, but yeah.
So it looks like the similar pose, I would say. But I think it's cool. I'm excited for it. Yeah. Hopefully, I'm just hopeful that set 8 makes it a very unique format, and I'm just hoping for a healthy season, right? So,
yeah, there it is.
But this is set 9, set champ, right? So I hope 9 as well. Yeah, same business.
Yeah, so there's the 40 promo, and then here's the
owns, dude.
The really nice
owns. Yeah. Dude, putting that next to your foil Dragonfires, beautiful.
Yeah, I think this is probably one of the best arts they've done, in my opinion.
Yeah,
but it might just be me. All right, well, we have special treat. We have the SSG 10K winner here with us, present to hear and show us his amazing list that has been tested by another person in this Discord to another event. Let's see.
Yeah.
Who was it?
There it is. You Josh, you goofball.
Who dat?
But Justin, take it away. You went down to SSG. How was it?
SSG was a lot of fun. The tournament was well ran. I went down there. And I didn't do the Rick special and fly down Saturday morning.
No, you flew down the day before.
I flew down Friday afternoon.
Crazy.
I came back Monday morning. And I got to the airport a little earlier than anticipated, which was okay. I did a airport training arc and went 10-2. With a list that was 3 cards off from this. And at the same time as that, Dave was also testing a list that was about 3 cards off in a different way. And so I was feeling really good about it. I knew 57 of the cards in the list were for sure going to be in the list, and I knew for sure that Kiwi was what I wanted to be on, right? So 2 weekends ago.
Can I guess the flex? The ones where you were not locked in?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's gonna be tough.
Is it 2 Chempos and a John Silver?
It was
Mulans.
2 Chen Po.
Oh.
And what was the last card? Oh, and the fourth gone too.
Oh, the fourth gone too. I mean,
Interesting.
I will say that I saw maybe one of the closer to final iterations that Justin had been working on.
So,
and there wasn't Chempo in that, so I kind of had a good guess there.
So I had been on a fourth Mickey Mouse and 2 or 3 Ling at the time.
Yeah, the Ling. Yep.
And so I that's what I had been testing online with some buddies and doing my testing runs and everything like that. And so, but I knew I wanted to play Kiwi because Kiwi has a very good matchup into Amber Steel. And if you tech it right, like I have here, it has a fairly good matchup into Green Steel. And the previous weekend, at the Ravensburger event, Amber Steel had made up 4 of the top 8, I think. And at the same weekend as that, there was also the big Canada events where Green Steel absolutely dominated.
Yeah.
And so I was anticipating that Green Steel and Amber Steel were going to be the top dogs of the weekend. And so I had 2 Blue Steel decks that I had been working on. I had my mid-range variant that I had played at the charity tournament the same weekend as the Ravensburger and Canadian tournaments were at. And I had Kiwi that, I had been working on since all of set 6 and everything like that. And the mid-range variant is a ton of fun, don't get me wrong. But I feel much better with that into the red decks.
Yeah.
So if I had thought that red, purple, and red, blue were going to be more popular, that would have been where I was at this weekend. But I thought it was going to be a very steel-dominated meta. And I was like, well, what crushes steel? Alice, Cogsworth, and it turns out Chempo.
Chempo, yeah, definitely for sure. And
That's
I mean, like, just flipping the screen real quick to what your run was. Yeah, I mean, you did a great job of kind of calling your shot. That's 4 Amber Steel and 2 Green Steel.
And then I also feel very comfortable into green blue. Red blue items, shout out to Automatic. He was a great opponent and his deck just failed him in that round against me. I do think I'm favored against the item deck, just because the item deck takes a little bit longer to get going.
Yeah.
But it also didn't help that his deck just, sometimes that's the thing about the blue decks these days, right? If you try and play a blue item deck, they're inconsistent now.
Yep.
And he ran into consistency issues at the wrong time against an aggro player playing a refined aggro deck, which is not the time to run into consistency issues.
The other really cool thing I want to point out on this this recap, you had a lot of on the draw round, and that's maybe not it's not the craziest uphill battle, but it is difficult, especially because I know that during set 6, you and Harlan, some of the other curve guys, were looking at lowering the amount of Alice's because she's not as strong on the draw.
And I over time, I've started to actually push back against that thought process.
Okay.
I do agree that sometimes when you're on the draw, you don't want to just play a 1/4 on turn 3. That said, that doesn't mean you can't play her on turn 4 or turn 5 instead, right? So, like on the draw, one of the frequent lines that you would do is maybe you go Smee Pete into Alice on turn 4 into Chempo on 5, stuff like that, right? Like, and then you're fitting in Fire the Cannons with the Alice, or you're fitting in Mulan or Robin Hood or Mickey with the Alice, something like that on turn 4, when you can double spell with her and get back a little bit more tempo. So there's like just a lot of different things there. There's also the idea of like sometimes your game plan is just I'm gonna sing strength on turn 4 with my 3-drop. And Alice sings strength just as well as John Silver and Pete do.
Yeah.
In fact, sometimes, I mean, Pete's pretty good at singing strength, right? Almost nothing is going to stop him from doing that on turn 4. But John Silver is definitely killable on turn 3 when he gets played, or turn 4 in response to him being played, right? So sometimes Alice is a better singer than John Silver is.
Yeah.
So it just depends on the context. But yeah, so when I was going through the deck, I had 57 of the slots figured out. Morning of, I was toying around with it. I'm messaging Dave and Boomy and Bad Vegas and asking for some of their different opinions. And Dave is like, Dave and Boomy, I think, both told me, they're like, Justin, when Dave was playing this last night, Fire the Cannons didn't look that great. 10-1 drops didn't feel that great. And one of the things that they had done differently was they had taken out the Mulan. And that's a very important card in the deck that I think is very easy to undersell.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the common things that I'll do when I'm blind against an opponent on the draw, for example, I'll look to keep a Mulan and a Fire the Cannons in my opening hand. And if that's my opening hand, and they do something, right? They're going to do something. Either what I'll do is I'll ink the Mulan and play the Fire the Cannons if it's relevant, or I'll ink something else, play the Mulan, and ditch the Fire the Cannons.
Yeah.
That way, I have the flexibility of either playing a 1-drop on 1, which is what I want to do against the controlling decks, or I have the Fire the Cannons on 1 against Cinderella or Diablo, which is what I want to be doing against the other popular steel decks. And then Chenpo was just like, I had 2 slots left after I took out 1 Mickey and put in the 4th Gantu, and I was like, what do I do? And I was like, oh, it's tournament time. I do what I always do. I put in Chenpo.
Mm-hmm.
And he was an absolute monster all weekend.
Yeah.
So
that card owns, man. Good on you, man.
Yeah.
And then you had a close run again on Sunday, right?
Yes. So I went 3-1 on Sunday going into the 5th round. I thought my breakers were going to be bad. My opponent offered me the draw, and the reason why I thought my breakers would be bad was because I had played one person in round 2 that went 0-2 drop, and I'd played another person in round 3 that went 0-3 drop. And I was like, that seems bad for my breakers. What I didn't account for was my round 1 opponent made top cut, my round 4 opponent made top cut, and my round 5 opponent made top cut. And if I had split in, or if I had done an ID in round 5, I would have been like 5th or 6th place, I think. Instead, I played it out. The guy, very good player. I was on the play, actually, against Green Steel. And Green Steel is one of those matchups that it is favored for Kiwi. But if you don't see the Fire the Cannons, you will lose.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of my issues with Diablo decks in general. Like, you can be favored against the Diablo deck, but if you don't see the exact card that you put in your deck for the Diablo deck, you will lose anyways.
Yep.
And so my opponent shifted bird on turn 2 both games. I did not have the Fire the Cannons either game, that I remember at least. I definitely didn't have it in game 2. And he just ran over me with card advantage like that. The first Diablo that he shifted drew him 8-9 cards throughout the course of the game, and he just had way more cards to do things with than I did. And so, and like, not to say he didn't play well, right? He played very well. But But at the same time, it's just like if I draw a Fire the Cannons there, I win both those games probably, and it's just is what it is. So moral of the story: I'm bad at math, even though I'm trained in math.
I don't know. I've watched people do it the opposite way, right? They ID and then they bubble out.
Yep.
And do you always do like a mul 7 for it?
Fire the Cannons?
Yeah. Like, did you do it when you were on in the blind?
Blind, no.
Yeah, that's
but
what
I did mul 6 when I was blind.
Oh, you did?
Because
okay.
I just didn't have like a curve at all.
Right.
Like lowest cost of the thing I had costed 3, so I sent 6 back. And then on the draw I kept 2, I believe.
Gotcha.
Like 1 and 2 drop, but I'm still looking for the Fire the Cannons.
Because he still has to have it, right? I get it.
Right. Yeah. So that's the way it goes.
Yeah, that's how it goes, right?
So, the win on day 1, and then I could have drawn into top 8 if I were a little bit better at like understanding tournament math. But that's one of those growing pains as a competitive player, right?
Yeah, because like set champs is a good barometer for like a 5-round event, right? And I think 3-1-1s usually make it.
We had.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It would have been, so if they had split and everyone else did what they were doing, there would have been 2 3-1s not make it.
Right. So, and I think one thing to think about too is like if you miss it that way, it's like, all right, I think you're worth going for it though, right? Because seeding does matter. So
yeah, seeding does matter, but I don't know. Like looking back on it, I think I would have done exactly the same thing. I would have done what I did the previous day. I would have just taken the ID.
But you were feeling hot, man. Do, hot hands.
Well, so if you do think about it, just from like a percentages point of view, right? Like if my breakers are somewhat in the middle, then you just assume like 1 out of 6 of the 8 people are actually in contention to just sort of randomly get bumped down. So it's like since 2 of us weren't going to make it, that would have been a 33% chance to not make it, versus like Kiwi's worst matchup on any given day is 40% chance to lose the match, let's say. I guess like 60% chance to lose the match. So like 60% is almost double the 33, so I should have just taken the ID, right? If I think about it from that perspective.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, you got an awesome playmat.
Yeah.
Show it off. Show it off.
So I went down there, right? Because like someone messaged in the Discord. They're like, "Hey guys, look at this sick mat," and I was like, "Yo, I want that mat."
Wait, is that why you went down?
That was me.
Why you
went down? Just
that was
from
me,
the mat?
dude.
That's crazy.
I was like, "I want this mat,"
and then you went and got it. Yeah,
I want this. I get this.
Wasn't it you? It was
it was me.
Yeah.
Who posted it? And then Justin's like, "How do I get that?" Okay, I'm coming. And that was it.
So now, like, are you playing on it? Are you framing it? What are we doing?
I haven't decided yet. I've tried playing on it. So like I played on it in the Sunday tournament in the 5K.
Of course.
Yeah, just to show
high
off.
High roller event, you need to show up.
Yeah.
It's like wearing a suit to a poker table, right?
But it turns out, so while it's a beautiful mat, the like glossing that's done on it, actually like my cards get stuck on it.
Oh, I remember.
And it's kind of like
the rat was talking about the Rapunzel playmat because the hair particles in the middle. Sometimes your cards get stuck.
Yeah.
So it's the mat's fault for Sunday. Okay.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. I didn't make a bad decision. Yeah. Matt made me. So yeah, I don't know entirely what I'll do with the mat yet. It's a fun mat. I like it a lot. I wonder, but it's also like when I put my cards off, because sometimes when I'm playing Kiwi, I don't need that much space, right? So I'll have my ink down below, I'll have my characters up above, and then when I want to like stare my opponents down, I'll put my cards, like I'll put my hand down in the top right so I don't mix it up with my ink, but that's like right where some of the like glossy parts are, where it gets stuck when I try and pick it up.
Well, you know,
problems.
Justin, I mean, you have a lot of wall space right behind you. I mean,
I do. I can put it with the Arcasia.
You got to do it, man.
Art back there.
What's up, Luke?
Hey.
Oh, would you believe me if I said I took a nap after saying I'd be right on?
Dude, you could take naps? I'm ready to fall asleep.
Well, eventually your kids get old enough. Well, I guess at all times. My wife was helping him go to sleep. So I was like, as soon as they went down for bedtime, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just recapped Justin's run. We just did a few of the reveals. Do you have a favorite card that got revealed today? Obviously, you might have seen them a little bit earlier than us.
From the morning thing, or just all of the reveals?
All of them. Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just saw the Mickey, so that's in my mind.
You just want to play Big Mickey?
See? Broken.
You're definitely playing Big Mickey on stream for sure.
Yeah, I like use that Hades to put it in play.
Yes,
like,
that's what we were saying earlier.
Steel, there's so many ways. Like Tramp with little Mickey. Who needs Crab when you've got Tramp?
Go to sleep, Justin.
Night, everybody.
Good night, bud.
Good night. Thanks for stopping by.
We also had another question too. What card do you want reprinted from one of the previous 4 sets so that would get rotated?
Diablo.
All right, I'm out of here. I mean,
you guys didn't say which one.
We don't need Diablo 1.
We don't need
Diablo
1.
He clearly means
the 0-1 Diablo.
The purple Diablo.
He means a Maleficent Diablo.
Foils of.
No, just the green Diablo. He just wants to see your hand, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's the one we don't need to reprint. We can force us to play Amethyst instead.
So you're saying, okay. All right.
So just reprint the 3-drop.
I think that makes a big difference, actually, too. If you, like, especially for green steel, like, if you're not being able to scout to know if you're safe, you're just kind of like,
I mean, hand knowledge is kind of insane on 1.
Hand knowledge is insane on a 1, yeah.
All right, Luke, you convinced me. You guys could have Bird back.
Now that Justin's gone, we're all like, yeah, Diablo, yeah.
All right, can I have Sisu back?
No. Yeah, wait for me to leave the call, and then you can have CC back.
I will lose the bird to guarantee that CC's
I'll shake
gone.
on that.
That's fine. Like, bird is probably an infinity power level card. I would not be surprised if, like, Bird and Cindy didn't leave. Although it is weird that we still have Bell, but, like, Pop, Bell, Storm is a lot less consistent than Bell or Cindy.
Well, as long as they don't print really good 1-drop items, I guess, or continue printing. I don't know. Because, like, what if we got Pop 2 and that's just like, I don't know.
If it doesn't draw a card, it's probably fine.
Sure.
But I guess, what if it dealt the damage? Like, just a 1-drop item, deal a damage target.
Dude, I love that this is basically what Justin just did, but green steel.
Yeah, this was another one of the ones. I think this was the Sunday, not high rollers, but the 1K.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But this list is pretty cool.
Peter Pan JAFAR stuff.
Right, that's the thing. Yeah, look at this. Look at the spice in here.
I'm surprised there's 4 ofs, dude. Did Ed make this list? Like,
and it has 3 of the halt gone to.
What an interesting list.
Yeah, this is
like
definitely
the
different.
JAFAR and the Peter Pan is
well, because you can't challenge the Peter Pan then. Dude, this guy's thinking outside of the box.
Does it?
This is so expensive.
What does JAFAR stop exactly?
Cost 4 or less.
Yeah,
and that's challenging at all. So, like, can't challenge locations, characters.
So you can't even turn off. Like, you can't even just send something in to turn off the Peter Pan anti-lore. You just might get stuck. You might just get locked.
I mean, that's pretty cool. It's just so expensive, right? Like, that's the issue I have.
This list feels like you live and die with Diablo high rolls at the beginning because you kind of need that draw engine and coasting power
get to
the 8-ing to play all these things.
Yeah.
Like, I know that Justin has played JAFAR in Kiwi.
Mm-hmm.
However, when he's typically doing that, he's doing ramp tools as well.
Yeah, and we just
So
saw
it's
his
making
deck,
more
and
sense.
there's like no 6 cost characters in it, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's because you're capping out at 5 for the most part, or if you're at 6 ink, you probably want to double 3. So
Yep. Yeah, I think that's pretty much the end of
a little spice. I
the
like
South
it.
Side stuff that most of it was pretty standard from the other lists, but jumping into the other stuff that went on this weekend, we had Set Champs launch, and one person on this call didn't win but one mat, but 2 of them.
That's me.
Yeah,
Must be.
Halfen.
So this
Let's
is
not
Dude,
forget
you have to
talk
zoom
about
out
the
to
fact
get
that
I had to zoom back out to fit it all. So if so, some of you may look at this and go like, what's the name of this? Well, I might say it wrong, so we'll say, but Haufen
for
is a German
Haufen.
word for kind of like a pile.
A pile of
Or-
crap.
Yeah, pile of crap. So like the idea was that these are decks that are just kind of like not great. And so our friends over across the pond, LD, came up with an awesome little format to do for this Set Champ cycle. And I can show the link, or we can put it maybe in the video description or something, but there's basically a few requirements on how many unique cards you have to have. It can't be too universal, so that's why when we look at this, there's a whole bunch of 1-ofs and 2-ofs. And Josh, take it away. How'd you do with this?
Yeah, I won. So the challenge was you have to have at least 25 unique cards, and as you can see, once you reach 4 lines on Reborn with columns of 8, then that's 25. So I went for the bare minimum. Sorry, I know, didn't go singleton or anything too exciting. And the other requirement was winning the mat, which I did. So I completed the challenge. And going over the list, I kept the 4-ofs as obviously they're really good cards. So you've got like Diablos, Ursulas, Pete, Storm, Strength. And then the rest of the not 4-ofs, I guess the 3-ofs are also like somewhat important, like John and Morph. And I think, I have Chill as well as a 4-of.
Yeah.
But, and Bruno's the other 3-of. But the rest are all kind of like splashable cards, right? Like Muses, Gizmo Duck, Beast, and Beast as well.
I'm about to say, like, Dale's Toolbox Green Seal list has a lot of this too.
Yeah. Dale's Toolbox list does also have like he has a Basil, Clarabelle, and I don't remember if he's on Tink or not.
Well, I know that he did
have like
he did one
a
of
lot.
Zeus as his 5th Bruno.
Yeah.
So now, Josh, I have a really good question for you. What was your favorite 1-of for the day?
Oh, that's easy. I know what it is.
1-of.
This guy.
Like, okay, wait. Favorite? I guess what's your favorite card in this list? Yes, I know. What was your favorite performing card? I guess. Like, what was like? Yeah. Oh, I'm so happy that this 1-of was here in this deck and like did so well.
It was probably the Green Beast.
Yeah.
Did he work out pretty well?
He worked out really well. A couple times I've got him down, and he was just like dancing on everyone. So it was great.
Yeah, he does some things.
Yeah.
But like, this deck actually has a lot of weenies too. Like you could just start throwing them into like Chempos and start questing.
Yeah, it's pretty nutty. Like sometimes you double sing with Ursula just to get some extra quests, or you hit something and then ready it and then sing again and ready it, things like that, right? Like Tinkerbell also does that, helps him out.
That's cool.
Another card that I didn't like too much, but I guess it did win me one game was Mother Knows Best. It's just another card to double sing with Ursula. So
yeah,
it does stuff.
It's a nice tempo swing. Yeah, I'm disappointed that there's no Bibbidi, but
I had it in there, but I took it out. It's
disappointed.
Yeah.
You said you won with the Mother Knows Best, but would it being a Bippity Boppity Boop have done you well in some games as well?
In some games, I can't think of a position where it would have won me the game. Mother Knows Best won me that game because they were about to win, and then I just kind of double bounced something. Bibbidi's cool. It's just I felt like I didn't have enough to synergize with it. Like it's Tink.
Looking at the list, the Bibbidi targets are or Pete.
And Pete locks. Yeah. Those three are the big ones.
There's not really great Bibbidi payoff here.
Just kill everything. Kill a Chernobog.
Double cricky, oh my word.
I mean,
that Ursula is a sledgehammer now.
Turn 2 Morph, turn 3 Ursula, turn 4 Shift Tinkerbell, Bippity it back into play twice.
Do it again. Yep.
To deal 3 damage to everything. That's kind of cool. And you get your Morph back. Magical Christmas Land, but hilarious.
Actually, speaking of Bibbidi, I do change my mind now. I want Bibbidi to come back after rotation.
Okay. Oh, actually, yeah. I mean, that is my favorite card. Yes, I would like that to be one of the reprints as well. Yes.
Yeah.
I want them to just make a better version, an
inkable Bibbidi.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's crazy.
And then, Josh, you went on to play Justin's list that we just went over on Sunday to another victory, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So once I was done with the challenge, I didn't need to like do this torture to myself anymore. So I just played like Justin's list, and then won on Sunday.
Not only did you win, not only did you win, but I do believe you had to break a small child's dreams and hopes and aspirations of being a set champion. Is this true?
Listen, he came second, which was amazing, and he was also not feeling well that day, and yet he performed very well. Shout out to Jacob at Derpy Cards, okay?
And you beat him on a tummy ache.
Took it to game 3. I will say I rolled the last game a lot.
Oh man, I do agree with that. Dream curve on the play, crushing a poor little kid.
Yes,
but I do agree. Like, so everyone's like, or not everyone, but I definitely heard a few people who were like, "Oh, they should you should give them the win." Or I think you had mentioned that someone yelled, "But don't you already have a Matt?" or something like that when you won.
Yeah, it's true. I did consider
and but if you're a kid, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I wouldn't like that.
I wouldn't even want
play.
the
I want to earn it.
Yeah, I would hate that.
Another thing is you can also kind of tell, when you talk to the person or play them, right? I feel like he wouldn't want just a giveaway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So instead, he wants his
when I was a kid,
smashed.
I always wanted to be an adult, right? So it's you want to be treated like an adult, not.
I think another thing too, it's a good lesson, right? You got to earn it, and if he goes next weekend and plays it and earns it, it's going to feel 10 times better.
Exactly. Yeah. Redemption arc, right?
Exactly, dude. Weird flex. I still play with my second place Stitch mat because I'm just pissed that I didn't get the champion one. You know?
Oh, I mean, every single. There's only been one set champ finals that I actually played out because my opponent wanted to play out, and then I lost it. I have all the mats, and they're all the non-champion one because it's also a preference. I don't want the one that says champion. I want to go home at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so I'm always like, hey, I'll take the champion if you give me a pack or two, or I'm the non-champion. They're like, okay, cool, we just go. It's great.
I want whatever I can sell. I'm just a degenerate.
Dude, mats are so hard to sell. My experience, but
yeah, I think I still have 3 or 4 of them, 5 of them.
Oh, you're checking the inventory. All right.
I've got 4 over there.
You got 6 dozen.
Just right by me.
Wait, opens the closet. Just 20 more. Dude, I got this Rapunzel mat. It's
well, I can see that one right now. I gave away the Stitch one on stream. That was nice. And then I was like, nope, never doing it again because mailing playmats sucks.
Mailing playmats sucks for sure. I am charging $8 shipping.
That's probably not enough.
No, it's not. I paid the rest. It was 14 or something. I was like, I'll take the hit.
Yeah, I just wanted to get it out of your
I used UPS though too. I'm just getting that thing with tracking all the stuff.
Let's see. So I want to cover 3 lists from a 2K that happened out in California. Let's see this one. Yep. So Batsu Tyler played this one. This is big credit goes out to one of our crazy builders in house, Ray. He built this BOGO, Return of Hercules, Prince Philip, Floodborne Swarm. I've tried it. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, we got a top 8 with it. something to look forward to. I mean, if you've got a set champ and you want to just play something different, this is probably something you could do.
Yeah, it's pretty neat to see the Bogo Philip combo with Hercules kind of go pop off.
Yeah.
I mean, have you guys all played this deck before?
Yep. Yeah, I played it last week at locals to test it out. Yeah.
Let's see, I made a copy of this deck 69 days ago. What a
nice
unique amount of days ago. I had Inspirational Warrior in my list. Apparently, this list that I made was not near as good. But Return of Hercules is definitely a fun card. I remember testing some games. I'm assuming I had adjusted the list after playing 4 Hades and 4 Mickey Mouse Inspirational Warrior. But I'm going to have to go back to this with the new 10-drop Mickey Mouse. There's so many ways to take advantage of it. But in my testing, I found that like the Bogo Prince Philip is like kind of hard for some decks to interact with and just wins you the game.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so nicely.
Yeah, Philip is huge. He's a big guy when he comes down.
Yeah, and then he's evasive on top of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing is like Hercules. When it was first revealed, the big problem was everyone's like, "Oh, they're gonna play Tremaine, they're gonna play Maldragon, and then just gonna banish your character that you bring out or whatever." But now that the meta doesn't have those as prominent, it seems a lot better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Then in the same event, Monkey brought a pretty cool green-blue list.
I'd hate to play against this.
There's been a local of mine who's been playing a list similar, and the board Kita, very annoying. If you can't get a board presence to clean it up, that thing just, man, it's rough. They're ramping so fast and setting up what card they want next, and it's just, man.
Yeah, I played against this on Saturday because I played against Diego in Swiss.
Mm-hmm.
Kita sat there for like a long time and it was really annoying. And then eventually, green blue does all that bounce stuff, and then your hand is gone, and then you're just kind of sitting there contemplating life. So it's neat.
I played against Kita on Saturday, but it was in Blurple, and it was actually like pretty good. They basically just took JDRR's list and they were like, well, I like Kita, so I wanted to try it out in there. And I was playing Steel Song, and it like, if I didn't have Tinkerbell in my deck, like I would not have been able to take it out because they're like, oh, you don't have enough to take it out. And the ward is such a pain.
Ward is pretty good. It remains so.
I thought you said no one was playing Maleficent Dragon.
Yeah, well, boom, proof wrong.
I didn't say nobody. I thought it's not as prominent.
Not as prominent. Well, not if you're John. Or, so John piloted this at the 2K, had a pretty good showing, and then this was a list that Dave helped build. Dave's been kind of just, Dave and Ed have been in the kitchen, really tuning red purple again, and I've played some lists like this, and it's they're feeling good. I've been enjoying it.
It's pretty solid.
Surprised he's still on the 4 Pegasus.
It's a cheap little missile off of Peter Pan. That's how what I've felt it best as.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Pegasus because there's also some decks that just can't deal with an evasive that early, right?
No.
And he sits there and gives you like 2 lore, or he clears a bell or a crab or whatever, right?
It's also interesting to see Cusco over like followers, but you want all maximum crab value.
Yeah, maximum crab value.
That's surprising, actually, to have the 8 crab targets, but only 3 crabs.
Yeah, well, they're also just kind of spell books too. So
I don't play Ruby Amethyst, so it's just crazy to me.
Yeah, just purple cards that go sideways, and then eventually your opponent has to check them because they've gained 3 lore, and they're like, "Oh no, should probably stop that from gaining free lore." But then you get a card, and it makes you happy.
I like this build. It's pretty solid.
Let's see now. Let's move over to some of the spicy ones. So this is one that's kind of been making some waves. I think this was the highest spice meter in the index out of all the winners from this past weekend that were reported. And this list,
I would believe it,
has some stuff. The one of Goofy for killing enemy sharks, the Wreck-It Ralph for Princess Recursion and Lore Gain, and then a nice song package. I mean, look, Teeth is in the list. When's the last time you've seen Teeth?
This is interesting.
I think Teeth has been a little fringe playable since Queen of Hearts came out. I've played some lists like this a few different times. I'm just disappointed that Ursula's Sea Necklace isn't in this. I know that Ed doesn't like that card at all, but I think if you're able to find a turn to sneak it in, it's like Workshop, right? Like, how is it like? Yep. It's quite good, and unlike Workshop, you can play all your stuff for free by singing them. So you're just paying one to draw a card while singing is a little bit more. It's a little bit better to draw cards with, I think, than Workshop can be. Like playing B prep and drawing a card off of it is a dirty good feel. I'll tell you that. I mean, I guess Ruby Amethyst players know that by B prepping their own Diablos.
Yeah.
Shark can just carry.
Yeah, Shark is also just a strong card, right?
Yeah, sometimes you just play Shark and win the game, right? They can't do anything. You just quest forever or play actions until you win.
Yeah, so on similar guys, this was a list by Mini Moves Cards on YouTube. I think it's a Baltimore area player that Kurt was telling us about. But I heard Robin Hood Sharpshooter and I came running to see what the list was.
Me too.
Because I love Robin Hood Sharpshooter. Both art, enchanted, and just the card itself. I know that we had some folks test this internally after we found the list, and fun, but can be difficult. Not as consistent sometimes, but I mean, if you want to play some fun cards, you can do that because the rest of it is still just solid, right? Robin Hood into All Is Found, just big time ramp up to like a Sisu or a dragon. Pretty good.
Yeah, this list is a Halfin, but not a Halfin. I don't know.
Yeah. It's got some interesting packages. Yeah.
I think it's pretty neat. Yeah, I kind of like it. I'm curious to try it out and see. Especially with like the All Is Found synergy is kind of funny with like Robin Hood hitting it.
Yeah, it's just like always going to have targets.
Yeah.
I like just going from, so you'd be getting that on 5, so then you'd go to 8 on 6, although it'd probably be turn 5 because you've ramped on 2. So that's like a pretty early Sisu.
Yeah.
I don't know about the double Maleficent instead of just maxing on Sisus. But
one hideaway as well, just in case.
Yeah.
Without coil, it's a little worse. Robin Hood, a hideaway on a dime. Play to my house.
Yeah. Then let's see. This list may not look too crazy at first glance, but it's got the Amber Tinkerbell, who's also an ally for some Bianca payoffs.
Yeah. Also a shift target.
This card on Saturday.
Oh.
In my Hoffen list.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've been a long time big fan of this Tinkerbell because it always felt good to then pick a card and then have a decent Rapunzel trap ready. Because 1/4s are fantastic Rapunzel traps, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or even
I just tried to go
just because is it a reveal? Yeah,
you have to show that you're grabbing a new tank with it. So
yeah, even if you show you're grabbing big tank like that makes your opponent go like, oh no, what do I do now?
I grabbed big tank with it once, and my opponent still played into it accidentally. They just forgot about it, I guess.
I actually had a similar situation to that. Just shift gears real quick. I was playing Purple Steel as set champ, and I was against one of my local teammates, and he was on the Amber Amethyst, kind of like mid-range list. He had a Crab and a Nala, and I had a Crab and a Diablo. And he had peeked at my hand with maybe a bare necessities, and it's round 3. We're not really. We're already kind of like starting to get a little loopy. He sees that I have no crab in my hand, so he quests out. But I had the crab on board, so I just double trade and moved on. But yeah, it was
like whoop.
Yeah, sometimes you check something and then it was there the whole time on the board or in the hand or whatever.
Was it in his hand? Onboard trick?
Yeah.
Who cares? I can't believe there's only 2 docks in this list.
Yeah.
I didn't catch up before. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess if you had Tinkerbell, maybe you're drawing enough cards. Probably not.
So that's 4, 6, 9, 13 uninkables. I feel like we're missing cards. Is this?
Nope. This is a 60-card deck.
Okay. I felt like I played Tinkerbell because it was kind of like cheating at the the challenge, right? I'm playing a bunch of 1-ofs. Well, sure, then I'll play a card that lets me look at the top 4 so I can filter through these 1-of character targets to kind of get there. I was trying to just be like, turn 2 Lantern, turn 3 Tinkerbell, turn 4 Shift, like sing whole new swords, and like just play old school, and it was kind of fun. Yeah. I wish this Tink was inkable. It would be a staple, I think, in the format if it was inkable, or if it just quests for 2.
Yeah.
Or if it was just inkable. One of those 2 things I think needed to be there to push that card in. I know DeCandio played it in his Mufasa list.
Yeah, and that's where I had first started getting a taste for it. Let's see, not a winning list, but we got a top 8. Just a nice little blue-yellow mid-range list.
I see.
And they really committed to the Minnie Mouse, running 4 of them with a good amount of support tools in here. Maybe not the most.
That's pretty funny.
I once played 3 Minnie Mouses in a row on one of Sailor's Sisus in a row. And I barely won the game, but it was quite hilarious to win by doing that. One of the 10 games that I lost, I won. But this is an interesting thing. I think Earlmeister was playing something like this. It's like support control.
We're starting to hard sneak.
Pump up their stuff with support and then shoot it. What
does the Dale do again? Is that the one that comes in exerted?
This is the Enterprise exerted unless you have a chip. Yeah. So it's just the Moana and the Dale are the same. You just have a different downside, right? One's uninkable, one comes in exerted.
Got to be a better character than what does Nick Wilde do?
When you have another character with support in play, this character gains 2, so he becomes a 3/2.
Okay. 1 costs 3/2s. That's fair. And we have 1 support.
You have Wendy, Ben, and Basil as the supporters.
Don't forget the action.
There is no action.
What doesn't that restoring? Oh, that heals.
No, restoring the heart is a
something
heal.
Support.
Yeah, that would be. I feel like that'd be better. Or like maybe like run like a scepter in here or something. I don't know.
Oh,
I like cantripping.
Cantrips are good.
It is interesting that they're playing the heal 1 draw card, but like if people don't think of that card, that's gonna really mess with some people's maths, and they're gonna get got on the crackback.
Especially that it can heal locations. Like people do location math like precisely, right? Most of the time.
Yeah, like okay, I've set up like I'm gonna hit with this one character, quest with the other, because then the next turn I'll just hit with these 2 and then it'll be dead.
Yep.
Instead of like, I'll hit with both now, or whatever.
Can Baymax heal a location?
No, he's only characters.
Just characters. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's see. I think the last one I have is another top 8, but it's more of an RP burn list. It's always fun to see these kind of pop up here and there. Goofy, the Queen, Thievery. This is my family. I know Pirate's Life has pretty much been synonymous now at this point with Half Shark, but yeah,
I like this.
Just want to go burn instead of just actually removing your opponent's stuff. This is an option.
Mm-hmm.
Flashback to Warp's list, basically.
Yeah,
but there's no Chromacon.
Yeah, no Chromacon. relying on like Friends, Genie, and the 1-drops, right, as their draw, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
It just makes thievery a little worse, I think. But
well, I guess no. This is my family's newer than that list was, right? So that's another card draw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the Queen, I guess.
Well, I mean that's not card draw, but yeah.
Oh, card draw. Yeah. I thought you just meant new cards.
Oh no, I just meant this is another source of card draw. There's only one. This is my family though, so I guess it's not even that strong of a point. So yeah.
Not very many uninkables. That is very few uninkables. 8?
Yeah,
no, 12.
But yeah, that's all that's a bunch of the lists I poked around that looked cool. Are either of you doing events this weekend?
I don't think so.
Not
It's my friend's birthday on Saturday, playing board games with them, and then Mother's Day.
Yeah, I've got one event on Saturday. The LGS I go to has 3 locations, and 2 of the locations I've been alternating where I get my mat from. So based on the altering, this one is Saturday. So we'll see.
Good luck.
We'll see if I can pull it back.
Any idea what you're gonna play?
Are you gonna
no idea.
Yeah.
I just know it can't be Purple Seal because I already played that, and I want to play something different for each set champ. I might play Justin's list. That might just be what I go out and do because there's a lot of Steel Song and Green Steel right now near me as well. So
probably a good call.
Just play Ward into it and make them cry. All right. Well, everyone, thanks for coming. I hope you guys enjoy your evening, and happy reveal season.
Happy reveal season.